December 1943, the Pacific Ocean. Japanese naval commanders are haunted by reports of a ghost. Not a spirit, but something far more deadly. A steel predator that has sent more of their ships to the ocean floor than any other vessel in naval history. Her name, USS Tang. Her commander, Richard O'Kane. Her reputation, unstoppable. This is the story of how one submarine and one man rewrote the rules of naval warfare, and why the Japanese Imperial Navy came to fear a single American boat more than entire fleets. Richard Hetherington O'Kane. To understand the legend, you must first understand the man. Born in New Hampshire, 1911, graduated Annapolis, 1934. By 1943, he'd already served as executive officer aboard the USS Wahoo under the legendary Dudley "Mush" Morton, the most aggressive submarine commander in the Pacific. But O'Kane wasn't just learning tactics, he was perfecting a philosophy that would terrify the Japanese Navy. Attack everything, fear nothing, waste no opportunity. Where other submarine commanders fired from extreme range and dove deep, O'Kane would surface, charge directly at enemy convoys, and fire at point-blank range in broad daylight. When he finally received command of his own boat in October 1943, the Navy handed him USS Tang, a brand-new Gato-class submarine. They had no idea they'd just created the most lethal hunter-killer combination in submarine history. USS Tang, 311 feet of American engineering, 10 torpedo tubes, 6 forward, 4 aft, 24 Mark 18 electric torpedoes, diesel-electric propulsion, maximum depth 400 feet, surface speed 20 knots, submerged 9 knots, crew 78 men. But specifications tell you nothing. What made Tang different was invisible. It was the mind commanding her. O'Kane trained his crew with obsessive precision. Every man knew every station. Torpedo reloads that took other crews 15 minutes, Tang's men did in 7. Fire control calculations that others fumbled, Tang executed flawlessly in pitch darkness. And O'Kane added his own modifications. He positioned himself on the bridge during attacks, exposed to bullets and bombs, because he refused to fight from behind a periscope. He needed to see everything. His eyes were Tang's greatest weapon. January 22, 1944. Tang's first war patrol begins. The hunting grounds, the waters between the Mariana Islands and Japan. Other submarines had found slim pickings here. O'Kane saw opportunity. Within days, Tang encounters a convoy, 5 cargo ships, 2 escorts. Standard doctrine, fire from 4,000 yards, dive deep, escape. O'Kane's doctrine, get closer. Tang surfaces. O'Kane brings her to 2,000 yards. The Japanese can see them now, a dark shape cutting through the waves. Confusion on the enemy ships. Is it one of ours? By the time they realize their mistake, O'Kane has closed to 1,200 yards and given the order, fire. 4 torpedoes, 4 hits. 2 cargo ships, 8,000 tons of war materials, gone in 8 minutes. Tang dives, but not deep. O'Kane brings her back up 30 minutes later. The escorts are searching in the wrong direction. 2 more ships in the convoy, sitting exposed. Fire. 2 more hits. The escorts finally locate Tang and charge. Depth charges bracket the submarine, close enough that light bulbs shatter, valves leak, men are thrown against bulkheads. O'Kane goes deep, then does something insane. He turns directly toward the attacking destroyers and passes underneath them at maximum speed. The depth charges fall behind. Tang escapes. First patrol total, 5 ships sunk, 16,000 tons. The crew is in awe of their captain. The Japanese are now listening for Tang's signature in the underwater chaos of war. Second patrol, third patrol, fourth patrol, each one a masterclass in submarine warfare. O'Kane hunts in shallow water where other commanders fear to go. He attacks in daylight when others hide. He surfaces in the middle of enemy convoys and fires torpedoes in every direction. June 24, 1944, Tang stalks a convoy for 18 hours, waiting for darkness. When night falls, Tang surfaces and charges into the middle of 6 cargo ships and 3 escorts. In 90 minutes, he fires 16 torpedoes and sinks 5 ships, over 20,000 tons. The Japanese give Tang a name, the Gray Ghost of the Pacific. But O'Kane doesn't hide. During one attack, he surfaces so close to a cargo ship that Tang's crew can see the expressions on the faces of Japanese sailors as the torpedo hits. In Japanese naval intelligence rooms, Tang's name appears again and again in loss reports. Captains are warned, if you encounter the submarine with hull number SS-306, do not engage, evade, and call for air support. But by the time aircraft arrive, Tang is gone, already hunting the next target. By October 1944, Tang has sunk 24 confirmed ships. No other American submarine has come close to this record. O'Kane is recommended for the Medal of Honor, but Tang's 5th patrol is about to begin, and it will be her last. October 10, 1944. Tang departs Pearl Harbor for her 5th war patrol. Target area, the Formosa Strait between Taiwan and mainland China, the most heavily defended waters in the Japanese Empire. O'Kane knows this patrol is dangerous. His crew knows it too. They go anyway. Within 2 weeks, Tang has sunk 7 ships. The Japanese are desperate now. They organize a massive convoy, transport ships carrying reinforcements to the Philippines, defended by multiple destroyers and air cover. October 24th, night. Tang surfaces and moves in. This will be O'Kane's most audacious attack. He positions Tang directly in the middle of the convoy, enemy ships surrounding him in every direction. It's tactical suicide. It's also brilliant. The escorts can't depth charge without hitting their own ships. O'Kane fires all 6 forward tubes. 6 hits. Chaos erupts. Ships colliding, explosions lighting up the night, escorts firing in confusion at each other. Tang swings around to fire her aft tubes. 2 more hits. O'Kane reloads and fires again. 2 more hits. 22 torpedoes fired. 20 hits. 5 ships sunk in 2 hours. Tang has 2 torpedoes left. O'Kane spots a final cargo ship trying to escape and orders the last 2 fish prepared. At 8 to 30 hours, October 25th, O'Kane gives the order, fire. The 23rd torpedo launches perfectly. The 24th torpedo, number 24, launches and something goes wrong. The torpedo's steering mechanism fails. Instead of running straight, it curves left. The crew watches in horror as their own torpedo begins a circular run, coming back toward Tang. O'Kane screams orders, "Full ahead! Emergency dive!" But there's no time. The torpedo strikes Tang in the stern at full speed. The explosion tears through the aft torpedo room, flooding it instantly. 3 men die immediately. The submarine begins to sink. O'Kane and 8 men on the bridge are thrown into the ocean. 78 men were aboard Tang. Only 9 escaped the sinking submarine. Below the surface, Tang settles at 180 feet. 31 men are still alive inside, trapped in the forward compartments. For hours, they work in darkness and rising water, attempting to use the Momsen lung escape devices. Some make it to the surface, only to drown from the bends or from sheer exhaustion. By dawn, only 9 men float on the surface, clinging to wreckage. O'Kane is one of them. Japanese escorts arrive and pull the survivors from the water. The Gray Ghost of the Pacific has been destroyed by her own weapon. The 9 survivors, including O'Kane, are taken to Japan as prisoners of war. When they arrive at the interrogation center, their captors already know who they are. The Japanese naval intelligence has files on Tang and O'Kane, thick files. The interrogators show O'Kane reports of every ship Tang sank.
They know the dates, the locations, the tonnage. They tell him Tang sank 31 ships, more than any other submarine in the U.S. Navy. O'Kane, starving and injured, manages a small smile. Even in captivity, he's proud. For 9 months, O'Kane and his crew endure brutal conditions: starvation rations, disease, beatings. Several times they survive American bombing raids on the camp. The irony is not lost on them, surviving Tang's destruction only to nearly die from their own country's aircraft. August 1945. Japan surrenders. The survivors are liberated. When O'Kane returns to the United States, he weighs 108 pounds, down from 170, but he walks off the transport ship on his own power, saluting the colors. March 27, 1946. The White House. President Harry Truman awards Commander Richard O'Kane the Medal of Honor for conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty. It's the highest honor America can bestow. The final accounting of Tang's war record is staggering: 5 war patrols, 33 ships sunk, confirmed tonnage of over 100,000 tons. No other U.S. submarine came close. No other submarine commander matched O'Kane's aggressive tactics and success rate. But here's the shocking truth the Navy discovers after the war. When American and Japanese records are cross-referenced, Tang's actual score is even higher. The Japanese had lost track of some sinkings, attributing them to air attacks or mines. Tang likely sank 39 ships, over 120,000 tons of Japanese shipping. Why did the Imperial Japanese Navy fear this one submarine? Because Tang represented something they couldn't defend against: absolute tactical aggression combined with perfect execution. O'Kane didn't just sink ships, he hunted them with a predator's instinct that rewrote naval doctrine. Richard O'Kane retired from the Navy as a Rear Admiral in 1957. He spent decades teaching his tactics to new generations of submarine commanders. Every aggressive approach, every close-range attack strategy in modern submarine warfare traces back to his innovations. The Japanese naval officers who survived the war would later admit in interviews that no single American vessel created more fear than Tang. They knew her silhouette, her tactics, her signature, and they knew that when Tang was in your waters, your ships were already dead. You just didn't know it yet. Tang's wreck was discovered in 2003, lying at 196 feet in the Taiwan Strait. She's now an official war grave, protecting the 69 men still entombed within her hull, the men who helped make her the most feared submarine in history. O'Kane passed away in 1994 at age 83. He never spoke extensively about the night Tang went down. He never needed to. His record spoke for itself. 39 ships sunk, 120,000 tons, 5 patrols, absolute mastery of submarine warfare. Somewhere in the Pacific, the waters are calm now. The wars have ended. The submarines have returned to port. But the legend of Tang and the man who commanded her remains. One submarine, one commander, absolute fear. This was the story of why the Imperial Japanese Navy feared USS Tang. Not because of her weapons or her size, but because aboard her was a man who understood that in war, the boldest move is often the only move, and that lesson echoes through naval history to this very day.